Here we are on a summer night or a summer afternoon. If you're watching live, our returning guest, Gary Wray. Gary, your fourth time coming around. We started talking about your art, your monster related art, your sci fi related art. Then we also discussed your other independent horror movie, The Creep. Tonight we are focusing on Silver Angel versus the Death Zombie. Welcome back, Gary. Good to have you around again.
Oh, I'm really glad to be here. I'm ready to talk about this movie.
All right, so where do we start? There's so much. So right before we turned on the go live, you had mentioned that this movie was your preference between this and The Creep. You rate this one as more enjoyable. Could you speak a little bit on how did you land on this one being the preferred one compared to The Creep?
um, the Creep took so long to make. Number one, I think it took a year just to film it because it was on weekends and stuff. This one, it was a local director, first time directing, and you can just see that. Did you see like some of the car chases where there's cars coming and they're going across the street at 90 miles an hour, stuff like that. I mean, they were very daring. They went out and, another thing, people don't like to shoot things at night. Both our movies were shot like 80% at night, and that's what makes them stand out. I really believe that. Just had so much fun making both of them.
It's the right
It was ultimate fun.
time to set the tone with the darkness of night and all that, and definitely considering that it's horror related. So, right, so you sent us a bunch of pictures. Let's dive in and get started on the pictures. And then I'm experimenting tonight. We haven't done this before, but I'll also be changing the background with shots from the actual movie. But let's go right to the
That
pictures.
is cool.
I'm trying to keep it fresh, and innovate a little bit. Okay, so Silver Angel versus the Death Zombies says right there, Mad Doctor on the loose, bone crushing action, twisted science, robots on a rampage, nonstop thrills. Or did you write those taglines, or who wrote those taglines?
I did. When you have an indie company, you end up. I mean, I'm an artist, and so it's like I had to do everything, and that's what was the fun of it. I mean, uh, as we go along and you see all these pictures, I'll discuss each one. But Daryl and I, spent many, many hours working on this. We we got the film after it was shot. There was no storyboards or anything, and we had to make sense out of it by just going through the all the tapes and figuring it out for ourselves. But like I said, it was a lot of fun. We're very happy with the results.
And now some people might have watched before. Some people might be new to tuning in to you and me having a conversation. So this is your childhood best friend who you spent many a years with that you put the
Gerald
story.
Drager. Gerald Drager. We met in sixth grade, and we have been best friends ever since. I mean, I can't tell you all the stupid shit that we've done, but man, we were the guys. We were the monster kids in our city, in our whole city. We were the monster kids.
And who can't relate to that, to having your childhood best friend, and as you're living life at that age, 12, 13 years old, that it pops in your heads, hey, this would be so cool if we could make a movie together someday. And so then the two of you, after the years passed, manifested and did it twice for The Creep and for Silver Angel.
Well, actually, we made like 6 or 7 movies, but
Oh my gosh.
some of them they never got finished because the people that we were working for, they had $25 million in the bank, and they were real stingy with it. Like I said, we weren't getting very much money, but they went bankrupt.
Oh my gosh.
And we were trying to film also Virus Man, who that's the same director that did The Creep. He screwed something up so bad that the movie could not be saved. Okay, it's that simple. It could not be fixed. And then me and Daryl, started directing Voodoo Club, which Alan Tackett who's the star of this movie, is also in that one with some of his friends from the church, and it was really good. But everything just went boom. Uh, People weren't showing up at the shoots and stuff. And the last time we were supposed to have this big scene in the Voodoo Club, and we couldn't get anything. We got an old gym with all mirrors. Nobody showed up for it. And me and Gerald just said, okay, we're done. We're
Yeah.
done. And that was it. And we felt so good about that decision because it was just, there's just no way we could save it.
The
But
trials and
we, but
tribulations.
we got our 2 movies.
Yeah. It maybe could have been more. The trials and
Right.
tribulations of being an independent filmmaker. And you did say earlier before we hit the go live that you were paying people in hamburgers. So that probably didn't help people's loyalty to showing up to the set. But
Right.
you were working from not from a studio, not from an established thing. You were willing your vision into a movie.
That's right. And it all started with Daryl told me one time. I was reading a lot of film facts in the mid to late '90s, and he told me, "Hey, I had this weird dream. Uh, my hair was all messed up, and I was like looking all weird and stuff. And I was on TV, and I came on, and I came in, and it said The Creep, and I wrote a script from that. In fact, we were trying to get some stuff done in LA before I had to move, and I actually had a male impersonator playing the creep, but that fell through, and I had to move. We were trying to get that movie going in LA, and I had to move for a reason I don't want to talk about. But
All right, then we'll move
I
on.
had to leave LA. Let's just put it that way.
Right. Fresh starts can be the best thing many a time. Do we want to comment on that? We've commented on Alan a bit. Do we want to go through the rest of the cast listed here? Joey Garza.
Okay, Joey is the detective in The Creep. Robert Hernandez plays Dr. Mercury there on the top left of the poster. Uh, great guy, great guy. He's an artist also. We used his shop to. He had a automotive shop that we filmed. That we turned it into a mad lab. He was, I mean, it was so cool. He would put aluminum foil on the walls, so they were like aluminum. This weird freaking place, man. It was so great. We had so much fun. I can't tell you how much fun we had. It was just like a big club, and all the guys. It's a good thing that on those 2 movies that everybody was there for the whole thing, but later, things went south, and well, that was the end of that.
All right. So we also have listed here Rodney Lee and Tammy Olivares.
Oliveris and Tammy's at the very bottom there with Dr. Mercury with his knife. See, he kidnaps her. She plays Joey Garza, the professor's daughter, in this. So they kidnap her, and that leads to the climax at the end. Rodney Lee was the creep, and he's the bald-headed little Pluto there on the bottom right of the poster, and the top right of the poster.
Man.
And the zombie on the top left, he was our neighbor, which our apartment eventually burned down.
Oh no!
Oh my God! But anyway, that's Robert Hernandez as Dr. Mercury. I mean, what a guy! Okay, that's all I can tell you. He just hammed it up so good for this movie, But anyway, he was like I said, we filmed 50% of everything in his garage. So anyway.
So he
And
brought a lot to the production then, besides hamming it up mad scientist, madder than mad scientist, also able to provide an environment in which to do the shooting. That sounds like a major contributor.
well, and look at how he's dressed. I mean, he dressed himself. He just this was perfect for it. This is all just we're just all really good friends getting together making stuff. And okay, uh, Robert was an independent filmmaker. Joey Garza was the first Latino comedian to appear on TV on the what's her name?
Carol Burnett show?
On the Carol Burnett show. That's right. Joey Garza. I'm not sure what's going on with him right now. He was having some heart problems, and he was also living in China too. So anyway, I'm not sure what happened to him. But Robert and Joey would just show up at my house every now and then, and we'd just rap about making movies and stuff. The good old days after everything crashed.
Man,
Daryl, are you there?
is Daryl in as F1 Game Room? So whoever is F1 Game Room is saying, "What's up, boys?" and have a good podcast, and it sounds great. So if that's Daryl, then he's with us.
That's Eric.
That's Eric. Oh, okay. Hey, well, good to have Eric on board. All right. So now, who do we look like? We have.
There's Joey Garza. He plays the Professor Valdez, and then there's Alan driving the car, and they use that car. They know a lot of people. So Alan had a friend that had this car, and I had to pay every shoot. I had to pay him $60 for jet fuel.
Jet fuel.
Yes, the engine ran on jet fuel. But it's got to look. I mean, silver Camaro. Silver Angels, silver Camaro. So everybody did their own little help.
And I would say the professor character is kind of the opposite number, or the rival, arch enemy with the mad scientist.
Okay, right. He is okay. This is based on a Mexican monster movie from '62 called Neutron versus the Death Robots, and it's basically. I use so much from that, but that's basically what it's based on. It's a Mexican movie, actually, is what it is. And that's a real, Alan's wearing a real Santo mask. He got an authentic one. So we love Mexican movies. They're fun.
Let me try to find the easiest, quickest way to demonstrate the mask if I have it in the shot behind me here. Yeah, here we go. So there he is driving with the mask on.
Right. Just like Santo did, In fact, I think Santo did like 50 or 60 movies, and not once did he ever show his face, his real face.
Committed to the craft.
Committed to the craft. He was the most famous of them, but Neutron was also they had a number of people that were kind of superheroes. Mexicans were mask wearing superheroes.
Man, I feel like I got a whole another round of homework to do on Santo and all of that stuff.
I used to have like 70 movies from the 60s and 70s that were all like luchador, and I loved every one of them. And they were a lot more wacky than American stuff, because
right, it was just their sensibility or their
right, and that's why they're so much more fun to watch.
All right, so speaking about fun, tell us what kind of fun are these two villains having in the car together? What was going on?
It's a great little thing between the two in this scenes. Pluto drives him around while he, and at this point, Pluto asks him, they're talking about putting brains in their zombies. They're out looking for brains, people to take their brains and then make them into zombies and stuff. And so Pluto asks Dr. Mercury, Dr. Mercury, if I crash and get killed, will you put my brain in a robot? And Dr. Mercury goes, no, I will not do that. And then he goes, okay, I'll put your brain in a robot.
It's got shades of Daniel. It was Frankenstein meets Wolfman, or House of Frankenstein, or which I'm learning. But where Karloff is playing Lampini, it's got shades of that of not respecting the henchman, or the henchman
Right.
so beholden unto the master that definitely an off balance power dynamic in the relationship. And anyway, you definitely ran those themes through the ceiling in this, and the Pluto didn't get the best contract for.
No. And also the van there, it was I think it was a 77 Chevy van, and we painted it with dark gray poster paint. So we could just wash it off when we were done with the shoot, because it was my friend's van.
I was about to say poster painted at last, but it wasn't. It was designed to not last.
Right. And a dark gray van just looks cool. That's all.
Absolutely. And then it's a good contrast for the silver angel versus dark gray. You got some thematic color similarity and distinction going on there.
Yep.
All right, so let's see next up in your pictures that you have. We had just started to mention robots, so here's a couple of robots going on here. Tell us, what are we looking at?
Okay, this is at the beginning, before the credits roll. We have a kill, a little Denisio there. We kill him. If you watch this scene, when we get him, and Daryl takes and punches. Daryl and I played the robots. So,
wait. Okay, so which one of these is you, and which one of these is Daryl?
The one on the right, the little one, is Daryl.
Okay.
And I'm there on the left.
Wow.
I'm the bigger guy. But in the scene, we capture him. I'm holding him, and Daryl punches him in the face. He actually punched him right in the face a couple of times, and it looks so good. I mean, wow. You see his hair fly and stuff.
And so was that part of pre-planned fight choreography, or was it more just it came out that way during the actual?
We just got in there and said, okay, how are we going to do this? And me and Daryl had to figure out how we're going to do it,
Good stuff. All right, next up, who do we have here?
Okay, in The Creep, we had Forey Ackerman as a host, because the movie was 55 minutes long, and with Forey's 5 minutes, it made it an hour. Because ultimately, we want these two as a double feature.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. See, and it's just right exactly at 2 hours. Okay, originally, and we have it somewhere, and it's lost. But that is Count Duvall. That's Richard. He's in Don Dohler's movies. He plays the mayor in one of them. Well, in two of them, actually. So he did. In fact, I found the script. He wrote a script of what he said, but we have an audio file. So he gave us a script and the audio file. We lost the audio file, but he comments, because we sent him a copy of it, and he commented on the movie, and we were going to use that as the intro, 5-minute intro, and then makes each of them an hour long. But we lost it. So that's why the DVD is missing that part. But
yeah.
Richard Dreisel, I think is his name. So we're sad about that. Okay, this is behind the scenes when we were getting ready to shoot or something. So a lot of the black and whites are just behind the scene shots. I don't even know why they're in black and white. Don't ask. What the hell? But the you can identify them for sure. But we're screwing around, getting ready for a shoot, do something. That's probably. Oh, he's holding that gun. So that was a prop that I made, and that's how he controlled the zombies. You know,
Right, like
he's
the
going
remote
like this.
control. So you play
Yeah,
the zombies.
and what's he got all over his hands? Oh, fake blood. So I'm not sure what scene this was for. They could have just been clowning around. And we took a photo of him. Oh, see that shirt of Pluto? Rodney made that because I have when we first conceived him, I have some stuff where he had his hair and everything, but we were creating Pluto, and so I have some shots of that. And I made it so that he had a kind of a striped T-shirt like that, and so he made his own and brought it for the shoot, and that's what he used for the shoot.
Well, it definitely matched the character, and
Right, exactly. Oh, and here's the joke. Um, Dr. Mercury and Pluto. Did you see a joke there?
oh, I'm glad you pointed that out because I wasn't smart enough to pick up on it before. So the farthest opposite as you could be, or the greatest
Okay,
between two.
Mercury's closest to the sun, furthest away. I don't know. I would just thought that was Dr. Mercury and Pluto. I mean, how, and he's such an idiot. Pluto is like, oh my God. But he's mean little cuss, though, I'll
Yeah,
tell you that.
yeah. He was in one gear. He only had the one gear.
Right. He
One
loved hurting people. That's just,
All right, now
okay.
that was a two shot of the villains. Now here's a two shot of the heroes.
Hmm. And that's after our apartment burned down. One of the people that I worked with and Daryl worked with, actually, that was before I worked there. Anyway, a friend of Daryl's, which is a family friend, her and her husband own all kinds of property and stuff. So much money, didn't know what to do with it. So they let us move in after our apartment burned down. We moved into this place right here. And that's where we shot a lot of it, the pomegranate tree there. And Daryl hit Joey in the head with his fist, and that's why Joey's wearing a Band-Aid
Oh man.
from a previous fight that they had. And that's just Alan. You can see the mask so perfectly, and he dressed himself. He had all his stuff,
And the conditioning he's in. I mean, you can see he's ripped, he's lean, he's the hero.
He's probably 50 years old there.
Wow. And you mentioned me earlier, so he had a previous championship in the 70s towards
1979. In his weight class, he was a world champion kickboxer.
and before MMA.
And he kicked me. And he kicked me a couple of times, man.
Well, he kicked you for kicks, or he kicked you as part of the
No, because I was a robot. He had to beat me up. Those damn robots. But anyway, and here's I don't know what's up with Joey's hair. Why what the hell is But I wanted to show it because what the hell's going on here? Why has he got that gray hair? And then that's the other guy that was the choreographer, him and Alan, with all the fight scenes. That's Joe Smith. And again, this is behind the scenes, obviously. I put the makeup on him, and it was, and I used like a eyebrow pencil, brown, and I drew it with that, and it was fine and dandy until we went out for the shoot, and it was in the summer, and they were sweating, and I could not. Oh no, what are we gonna do here? Oh no. So anyway, the actual zombies don't you don't see all that on their faces when they're out fighting.
Well, Spielberg had to adjust around the mechanical shark not working for
Right.
Jaws.
Oh, that's right.
Similarly, you had to work around the heat on the makeup setup there. My gosh.
We still
Oh,
haven't heard. We haven't heard from Daryl yet. What the
uh,
heck?
I haven't seen. I'll check comments again. No, we have not heard from Daryl, not yet.
Okay. There's a decapitation scene where they go and they pick up these two guys that are trying to rob a house. They see them and then they go back, and Dr. Mercury and Pluto pick them up and put them in a van. In fact, that's the scene with the pomegranate trees. That's the scene where he captures the guys and then they take them back to their lab, and he decapitates them both with one fell swoop.
That's the nature of being a mad scientist.
And then Pluto picks up the heads and goes, I can't, what did he say? Something. He's, oh, stupid something heads or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He just made it up at the shot. Oh, when the director got my script and read it the first time, Daniel Cherez, he said, I don't get it. And he's a freaking Mexican.
Oh my gosh. All right.
He didn't even know about Santor, those guys. I'm going, Jesus Christ, man. Anyway.
All right. So here's you, younger you, discussing something.
Yeah, that's Robert Hernandez there in his shop. He's got a torn up 57 Chevy. We're just discussing who the hell knows what. It's whatever producers talk. He was actually a producer also. Okay,
now, this is just the decapitation you were commenting on.
Well, no, this is where they had removed this guy's brain and then thrown him up. There were two of them. The first guy, Denisio, the guy that got killed, was at the beginning. He's going, Frank, where's Frank? And that's Frank. Okay, and they decapitated. No, they cut both their heads, took the brains out, and then threw the bodies out in a field. And so that's my Photoshop rendition for a little shock scene. You know, that's what that
works.
was.
And it works. Now
And
go ahead.
Okay, this is Daryl's was the mean little robot, and so Silver Angel and the professor are out looking for Dr. Mercury and Pluto. They have a gizmo that will help locate them, and they locate them, and they go there, and me and Daryl are, kidnapping a woman, and Pluto's over there, and we come, and then there's another fight scene, and that's when Joey gets hit in the head by Daryl, and then he has to wear a Band-Aid for the rest of half of the show.
Yeah. All right, and let's see, what do we have over here? Is this the kick in the chest that you were speaking of?
That's it. No, actually, this is the first one. Okay. The other one is at a different place. He kicked me harder than this.
Yeah. Okay, and that's the same. Okay.
Yeah, but I had to show that because see, it's not fun being a movie producer.
No, not at all.
Oh, there you go.
This is the Band-Aid. This is the cause of the Band-Aid.
Yes.
All right. And then here, look, that's
there you go. There's the heroes. There's the hero shot.
Yeah.
But in the Creep 2, we had I think we had some vintage cars. If you'll notice the door panel there,
I do.
It seems like and the roof line, see, that's gone too. We had two other cars in the Creep that both had no door panels or liners. on the ceiling.
Literally
I just,
stripped down.
well, I mean, if you don't have any money, what are you going to get for your money?
Yeah. Gary, I want to take a second to say hello to Michaela. Michaela is joining us in the comments section saying, good evening, all. Good evening, Michaela. I know for a fact you were around previously when Gary was showing his drawn art. And Michaela, tonight, Gary is speaking on
Oh,
his,
yeah. Okay, I remember. I
independent horror movie.
apologize.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So let me come back out of the comments and let me come back over here where I can advance to the. All right. Now, this again, you were talking, he designed the shirt. And to just show that this guy's not all together, that is a great mismatch between the shirt and the pants, that this is a clothing choice indicative of somebody who cannot figure out how to operate in the world. And this looks like the two heads that you were
Look
referring
at that. Look how happy he is.
yeah, he's blissful. It's blissful for him.
We had to use chocolate syrup, though. I don't think that worked real good. It's just not quite red enough, but anyway, it's better than white.
Yeah, and were they styrofoam heads or?
Yeah, they were. They were styrofoam heads. In fact, I think both of those were reused from the Creep.
Hey, like you said, if you're paying people in him,
Oh God. Oh, and I want to show you. See, like, okay, I wasn't here. I wasn't there when Daniel and these guys went out and filmed some stuff. But you can see how creative they got. This is one of the tallest buildings in Bakersfield. Where they go to the top of the building and they're trying to use a machine up there so that, maybe that'll help. Anyway.
You can just barely make out the silver reflection on the luchador mask.
I know, look at that. But see, Joey's holding a machine that helps him locate Dr. Mercury.
Right, and I'll have another shot of that.
Oh, here's a shot for you. Okay, this is Professor Valdez's house.
Yeah, professor's not hurting, is he?
No. And the thing is that this is at the Bakersfield Golf Course. This is the clubhouse.
Wow.
That they used it twice. They went here and filmed it during the day, and then they went back and filmed it at night where they actually go up the steps. That's what I'm saying. Daniel, for a director, they didn't care what Bakersfield, they could do anything we wanted, and we were like heroes, making movies. I swear to God, It's
right,
true.
for all the difficulties, for all the paying people in hamburgers, I've gone to that phrase a few times. There was an element of we're chasing down our fun. We're trying to just again manifest this thing by force of sheer will, and so that's absolutely a good story.
Right.
Good story for you to sit here from the time you filmed to now to come back and tell the story.
And they said, okay, the producer's got to be rich guy, so we'll go to the golf course. It's like, thank you guys. I mean, it's all that stuff. It's just, I wasn't there for everything, so it was a surprise when I saw some of this footage.
All right, let's see. Michaela is saying, I am familiar with the horror movie genre, but the independent horror movie genre is new to her. What are some good independent horror movies for someone who is new to independent horror movies?
Okay, I have to tell you that the two movies that I made are unique. Okay, there's nothing quite like them. But
I'll second that emotion.
I think that this is the wave of the future. I'm watching a lot. I'm watching a lot of movie reviews and stuff, and people are tired of all the old classics. They want something new and refreshing. Now, there are some movies like The Lost Skeleton of Cavadora, whatever it is, but it's a parody. It's a pure 50s parody. We don't do parody. We do straightforward. We put you in that time frame, but then it's actually like it's really happening. But if you like bad movies, you got to see this. Number one for me is called Things, Canadian, from the 80s. Watch Things if you want to. There's so many. just go online and look for bad movies. So bad it's good. Okay, that kind of thing. Go look there. There's tons of them. But I think that when we produced The Creep and Silver Angel, we tried to get them in these film festivals and stuff. We got turned down every single time. Okay. But I think now, 25 years later, 20 years later, people are ready for this stuff now. So I'm kind of working on it slowly but surely because I don't like gloss. I don't like big productions. It's amazing. These people get $500 million to produce a movie, and at the box office, it makes 10 million. It's like what I could do with $1 million would put these, it would put them to shame so bad because I look at movies now and I say, these people do not deserve the position that they hold. Like they've been kicking around a lot because they don't put any effort into it. They don't put creative stuff. They just do it by the numbers. Give me my paycheck. And it shows, you know. I think both of my movies are very fun to watch, and they're nonstop action. There's so many independent movies that there's nothing happens, you know, and that's just well, I think being an artist is what really put me over the top, you know, being a real artist, not just a person that wants to get paid for what they do, you know. And I look at some of these movies and I'm going,
Well,
oh my God, you know, that's just how I feel.
let me jump in and try to. Oh, I see another comment is coming, Michaela. I want to say let's look up what local horror film fest is by you. Okay, here I'm learning a lot of new information. Now I need to find the links to watch them exactly, Michaela. So I'm going to say look up your local. I mean, I don't know how close
Well,
you, but
go to definitely go to YouTube. That's where you're going to get all your variety. That's everything there, and then you can start picking. Uh, she might like Haunted Hippie.
haunted hippie.
Yes,
All right,
I bet she would love Haunted Hippie. Tell her what's her name again. I'm sorry,
Michaela.
Michaela.
Yeah.
Go find Haunted Hippie. You will love her. Trust me.
All right, haunted hippie.
She's a girl.
All right. So again, let me count back up to where we were at, which was right here. No, we were here already. Okay. Wow, we were here. Okay. Okay. So this one, how is this? Practical effects? Is this an add-on effect? How did we get?
Well, it's a digital effect, but it was the first one we ever did, and Daryl did it all by himself because I would go to his house because he had a better workspace than I did, and then I'd go home and he'd still be working on stuff or work on stuff before I got over there because we had to edit and we had to do all the music, everything. We had to do everything, so we had to learn real quick. And this is effect that we remember when they're chasing Dr. Mercury and Pluto, and Dr. Mercury opens the back of the van and he pulls this gun out and he shoots them. That's where that's from.
That's where that came.
So that's a great little effect. And Daryl did such a great. Where are you, Daryl? You said you were going to be here. What the hell, man? Anyway,
we'll have to do a clip out.
This is his part, and he's not here.
We'll have to do a clip out and then send it to Daryl. Daryl, where are you, man? All right. So now here's Pluto again with the remote controller, the device that controls the zombies. And again, he's in his element.
Okay. He just got back from a big fight and he got shot on his right side. He got shot, and the doctor says that Dr. Mercury told him that we're gonna have to you're gonna have to get a shot. and he's holding the gun. No, I don't want to get a shot.
And again, the shades of Karloff playing Lampini, uh, treating the henchman as a disposable resource. Uh,
Oh, oh, nothing pisses him off more than Pluto
yeah.
because he's right. Pluto's right there. Well, anyway, oh, he enjoys hurting Pluto. Believe me, it's payback. Okay, that's my neighbor Dustin as a zombie, and Silver Angel ends up kicking him in the nuts.
Well, you got to take a zombie down some kind of a way, right?
If that's what it takes.
All right. Now here's the good guys again. With somehow they manage to get the same look in their eyes, even though they're looking in the same direction.
Yeah, Dr. Mercury has done something that they didn't like. I can't remember where this scene is from, and I apologize for how bad these photos are. You know, we did them back in 2003, 2004, and I didn't understand technology that well. And I had to blow those up and do some work with them just to get them to look this good because they were just little small files, and it's like,
yeah.
And I don't even have the software to go and pull more stills out of the movie itself. So anyway, this is at the very end when they've already kidnapped Maria, but now see Joey, the professor had this thing that he developed a new gizmo that would interrupt that machine's working on the zombie. It would just neutralize it so the zombies would just stand there. They wouldn't do anything.
A battle of wits between scientists, one mad and one not mad.
Right. But Pluto comes up behind Silver Angel and the professor while the professor's holding the thing and grabs his device. So, and then he goes up and starts doing the zombies back on him, and they don't have the thing anymore.
Yeah. All right. So we have mentioned briefly Tammy so far. Her main feature was to be the hostage, the kidnappee. Talk to us about the character. Talk to us about the actress.
She was an actress in Bakersfield, a good friend of Joey, and she was dressed like that because she was supposed to have been kidnapped at home and then taken away, and she was only dressed like that. And so her husband, her real husband, came to the shoot. He's like this.
Well, was probably for the best. To mine.
We would never. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway, but you can't blame him because he just didn't understand what was going. Why are you dressed like that? It was like,
yeah.
Well, because she got. Oh, never mind. Anyway, let's just do this scene and get it over with.
So speaking of scenes, so is this the same part you're talking about? He doesn't yet realize that the remote control won't work on the zombies anymore. He's still
okay. This one's out of place. This is right before they go and capture Maria.
Okay.
And I just love this shot because it's just so stupid. He's holding. He just came out of the bathroom and Dr. Mercury told him, "Okay, it's time that we go get Maria." And he said,
"Right, what every goon looks forward to is,
Oh, anytime somebody's getting hurt, he's there. Oh, this is a good one. Like I told you, we went out and worked at night.
Yeah.
And so this is at a park in Bakersfield that you can go and get under the trestles. There's some water somewhere there. I think it's over here. I'm not sure. And so that's where we filmed this. And lo and behold, as we're filming it, a train goes over. right at the end when we're just when when Pluto gets shot and he's bringing the zombies and they're getting back in the van, fucking train comes by. And it's like, oh my God, thank you. This is so cool.
All right, now here he is with the mask off, the face reveal, if you will.
That's right. See, I had to do that too. That's why I like this picture. And there's Joe Smith, and then Alan Tackett, and Dustin, and I can't remember his last name, but he was our neighbor. In fact, when our place burned down, I had to take my cats to his grandmother's place that he was living with in the same, apartment housings.
Man, you had all kinds of connections. Now, was this a choice to take these two guys to, that they're a little bit taller, they're a little bit beefier? Was that part of the creating the possibility of the hero not winning? Was it,
Okay, Joe was a personal friend of Alan, so that took care of that. Now Dustin, he's a big boy too. He was Taekwondo. He did Taekwondo. So he fit in just right. And so anyway, that only needed two guys. So there you go.
And can you speak a little bit about the fight choreography? Did they practice a bit before turning on the cameras?
They did, but it was all up to those three guys. I didn't have anything to do. Nobody did. Right. They knew what they wanted to do. I mean, we could say, okay, we got to do this, that. And see, we're eating pizza for everyone.
Powered by Domino's.
And there's Alan. There's Daniel Cherez in the top center.
Oh,
that's the director.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Good to see the director's face.
Right. And you can see how good the makeup kind of looked there. And I just couldn't do it when it came to the movies. It was...
Right. Makeup for a still shot is one thing. Makeup
right.
Now, Gary, I missed loading in one picture into the sequence here, but let me come around and switch spots with you, and you can tell us a little bit about what's the behind. What is going on here? This is not part of the movie itself.
No, this is behind the scenes. Okay. Yeah, making movies is fun, but it's also insane. Okay. It's just, and
that was a manic look you had to your face right there.
Daryl put that together. He said, "Here, hold this, and I'm taking a picture of you." And then he did a composite and sent it to me. And Daryl, curse you.
Exactly.
Curse you.
Exactly, Daryl. Okay.
I hope there wasn't like an accident or something, because he said he was going to be here, but he's kind of there you go. He's kind of a busy guy,
Yeah, let's hope things are going to be all right when you catch up with him later. So again, story by you and Daryl, as you said, childhood best friends, made good on getting a movie together. Here we go. Editing, sound, and soundtrack, the two of you again together. There's the production team. I wanted to come to again. There's your director. So now this device right here, this is what was tracking the vibrations or the waves of the zombie
right
control.
And we actually had to animate that onto that screen. That's the other thing that we had to do that Daryl was part of. I was like, I can't deal with this. I got too many problems. And he goes, okay, I'll do it. And so like, okay, thank you.
That type of screen, I don't know, is it a microfiche screen out of a library? It looks a little bit familiar to me.
I know. Yeah, it was just this old computer thing. And what we did, I cut out a piece of green and glued it to the screen. So we filmed that, and then we were able to put that image of the robot on there. But it was green screened in.
Green screened in. And then again, just because there's a little bit of motion in these, let me say, again, capturing the full mania of Mercury, or the dynamic between Mercury and Pluto and their dealings with each other. A little bit of a highlight of the fight and the rescue.
Yeah.
There he is, pumping that controller. Work those zombies.
I know he's like working it, and he like uses it like a fishing rod. He'll like pull it like he's pulling.
Casting wheel. All right. And now again in Creep, the detectives had a bigger.
Right. These are the detectives out in the field when they find those two bodies.
Yeah. Here's Tammy and her, or Maria in character, Tammy.
Right. After he got hit in the head, this is the next morning, and she's telling him that, you know, come on, man, you're too old for this. He goes, I am not.
Yeah. And now here we are. So,
a
lot of mirrors in here.
Mm-hmm.
How did you hide the camera so the camera didn't show up in the mirrors?
I think you can actually see Daniel somewhere. Now this is supposed to be in the professor's basement.
Right.
That is so cool.
Because when Silver actually comes over, they got to be able to work out while they're
right. Come on over and work out. But Daniel, I swear, I think we've been through this. You can actually see Daniel somewhere filming it.
Oh, here's a spin kick and
the spin kick. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let me come in there again. So yep, it's a little blurry, but it was blurry as it captured, but it was clear in his actual motion. More of the remote control business. There you go.
Yeah.
There's beautiful
photography. Oh, and okay, so he kicks me here. During this scene, after he kicks me, I go into the pomegranate tree. I just fall back into it. And guess what? Pomegranate trees have big thorns in them.
Ouch.
And I rip my arm open.
Ouch.
But it was worth it.
Here he is pulling the door on the van closed, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, there's the funniest part when they capture those two guys that they eventually decapitate. When they take them away, if you'll listen, he gets them in there and he's hitting them with the gun and stuff. He's beating them down and he slams the door and Dr. Mercury gets in and they take off. So he backs out and then he turns and he goes off to the right and he floors it and you can hear this like they went back and fell. The force pushed them into the back of the van and they both crashed. He took off so fast they just both crashed into the back of the van.
Yeah, I could tell from the way you're laughing that it was great when it happened directly.
Well, I had to put those in there.
Yeah.
But it was like he took off and bam, bam, you know. They were standing there and all of a sudden they up against the back. It was just, that was so much fun.
And I think this matches up to the shot we were discussing earlier where he was blasting them from out of the back of the van.
Mm-hmm.
And
and then there's the kids.
Yeah.
And one of them, the girl, that boy and that girl. Well, the boy was in Virus Man. And then the girl was, I think, she's related to Joey. She became a heroin addict and they threw her in jail and she died there.
Oh, that's completely sad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Life.
Yeah. Well, again, let's start to close out. So obviously there are some significantly sad things in life without question.
Oh, and Joey's mother died right after the production, and there's actually at the end of the movie it's dedicated to her.
Let me see if I got that. So yeah, Will Silver Angel and the Professor Valdez meet up with Mercury and Pluto in the future. Who knows?
They don't.
I missed the dedication. I didn't take a shot on the dedication, but good to know that it's in there.
Yeah, it's. I think it's at the very end.
Okay.
But yeah. So Joey's a great guy. So again, the first you know Mexican to be on TV, comedian, very
Carol
first
Burnett
time.
show.
Hmm. But he told me about that whole thing and how he lived in Bakersfield and he had to work in LA and his wife was becoming unglued, then his son was becoming very difficult and why he probably didn't get as famous as other people. I think the last thing he worked on besides our stuff was it was called well, it was a soap opera. I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Santa Barbara. Anyway, that I wouldn't trade the making those movies for anything. It was the funnest thing I've ever done.
That's quite the statement. And again, how now this being our fourth time coming around, a couple shows ago, a few months back, there's Michaela taking a younger artist in her own right, taking inspiration from what you're doing, and now taking inspiration from what you're speaking on to go seek out independent horror movies, which would then also influence her future art. So I love the intergenerational factor that's involved in that.
And I would tell her also, Roger Corman. Roger Corman is responsible, probably, for us doing what we did. It could just show you. You don't need $1 million. You have to. It's all up here. I made a lot of props. I made a lot of props on those two. Voodoo Club, we were supposed to even have a gorilla, and we were going to rent a gorilla outfit for that. But that one really fell apart really bad. It was over. They lost $25 million in the stock market. It was over.
It's terrible.
Oh, I don't know if we have one more minute. Let me tell you this.
Sure. Go ahead. Go.
Okay, we premiered the Silver Angel at a place called the Dome in Bakersfield, and one of the bigwigs that I had never met before, they were all black, so you know that was kind of unusual, but they were all blacks, and one of the main guys came for the premiere, and he hated it. And then guess what happened? We're playing it, and halfway through, because of technology back at that time, the DVD stopped playing.
Oh no.
I had to go home and make another disc and come back and try it again.
And there was
And
an audience present?
What's that?
And there was an audience out there that night to see it?
Yes, and they had to wait for me. I went home, made another one, came back, and it screwed up in the same place.
Oh my gosh.
Now, the director, Daniel, was there. Okay, the way the place was set up is that, okay, here's the floor, the audience, and then you had to climb this ladder up to this room up here, and that's where they're showing the movie from. That's where the projector was. Okay, Daniel had been drinking.
Oh boy.
And when the movie stopped, he got beside himself because he wanted to see it so bad. He started screaming and yelling and climbing up he was going to get inside the booth and stuff.
Fraught with challenges.
He was so upset. So were we. And then the guy that we're working for hated it. Hated the movie. And I was like, okay, I think this might be over with.
Yeah.
But we still went we had an office and everything, but the premiere was just a Oh my God, it was a bummer. And then me and Rodney had to put all the chairs away.
Oh,
Oh my God. It took about a half hour.
right. There was no intern. There was no gopher. There was just
Oh, oh, you know the scene where I'm out, we're out under the trestle? Okay, like they would do something and we had to reset uh, on a mat or something. I was out there like dusting the mat off, between shots. I'm I'm the gopher guy out there cleaning up after everybody. But I was happy to do it, man. You only get to make movies a couple of times in your life and then it's over.
yeah. Well, happy to do it. I was happy to check out your art through Reddit, and I was happy to have our first couple of conversations on your non theatrical art, and then this has been a good one to punch between the Creep and Silver Angel. So I appreciate that you came around here. So you do have an Etsy page where you sell your sculpture art and other
and and eBay,
and eBay.
right? I got them on both, and my username on eBay is Bongo52,
Bongo 52.
right? And I'm just Gary Ray Art on Etsy.
That's
That's
right.
good, thank you. I
Okay,
think I
well,
sold help sell me help me sell some prints.
that
I
would
got
be
some good prints.
that would be
Uh,
great. That was yeah.
you know, we have other stuff. I'll write you after this is over with. There's other things that we can do. We had a cable access show that I got some great stories about that.
Oh my gosh! Before YouTube, there was cable access.
Right. I got some great stories about that one. Anyway, enough of that. Uh, I'm just saying we probably could do a couple more.
Sounds
Seriously.
good. Sounds good to me, Gary. Sounds
We have a couple of shorts also. We made a couple of shorts. So anyway, but this was fun. I'm so glad to talk about Silver Angel because it is my favorite of the two. I mean, I love them both, but there's just something about Silver Angel. And there's even a part in Silver Angel where Pluto says, Dr. Mercury says, "Well, what happened?" And he goes, "Well, Silvery Angel showed up." It's like Silvery,
yeah. He can't even
and
get.
we left it in the movie. Silvery Angel. Anyway,
All right. In closing, the Gary stuff is available at eBay and at Etsy, and there's plenty of independent movies to be supported out in the world. There's plenty of independent artists coming up in the world, such as Michaela, to be
yeah, just
enjoy their
go
work.
look for yourself. Just go check it out yourself, and then you'll see the ones that you're attracted to. But the haunted hippie, I think you're really going to like her. And Roger Corman influenced us, and Forey Ackerman. Just you got to love that guy. Okay, that's
You
number
sure?
one. You got to love. He Forey Ackerman created the phrase sci-fi.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
All right, Gary, thanks for coming around. Forey Ackerman fans, Roger Corman fans, Michaela fans, Gary Ray fans. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming by. We'll be back again sometime soon, and we are out.